So, hey guys, how you doing? Today I am going to, I guess, finally talk about the game. I was really wanting to talk about this because I literally spent like 4 hours on Hoyo Lab just talking and chatting with other people about like love and deep space, and I guess just looking at what other people think. So I wanted to, like, I guess, talk about it. It was quite earlier, so I wish I had recorded this earlier, but like I just got the impulse of wanting to do it now. But anyways, again, as I said, there'll be background noises because unfortunately this is around the time they start cooking, and like literally everyone is in the kitchen when they're doing that. So we'll try to go ahead with it. It's interesting because I've seen a lot of mixed reviews, mostly positive or mostly like intrigued by the game, but like there are a couple who are like, I'm still not sure about it, I still prefer Tears of Themas, because like basically I was on Hoyo Lab, so obviously everyone talking there is talking about Tears of Themas. But again, as I've already said in most of my clips that are already out on the first impression, I personally already like the game. It has a lot of positives of what I want. Of course, I still have my skepticalness because of the fact that it's kind of the same company as Mr. Love, and Mr. Love is a very money-hungry company, and they had at least the best budget in the sense of the equivalent for my currency, because this game, as I've already mentioned, doesn't have the best. I feel like the way they are putting my currency is like they've done the exchange rate plus the transfer, and that's really ticks me off. But regardless, and that's just another topic in its own. So I kind of do have top 5 things I do like about this game. So I guess I can start about that. I'm hoping maybe that's what's going to be the title. I don't know, it'll depend on what I'll end up talking about. But as part of, like, I guess a week now that I've played the game, I can kind of say I haven't gone as far as some people, because some people are probably even finished all the stories. I feel like I'm kind of gated right now because, like, I don't know if people are going fast because they're spending money or they're just budgeting their time well, but like it's really hard for me to level up all the characters because it keeps on switching up according to people. I've noticed with this game you can't really solo someone, because I was hoping to solo people in according to the accounts that I had for them. Yeah, I know I have 4 accounts. The 4th one is just made by mistake, but like the 4th account seems to be the one I'm more interacted than like my first account. So like, yeah, because it's really hard, because sometimes like when you go into battle they'll need like a certain, I forgot what they're called. Is it element? Let me just quickly check in the game. I have the game open right now so that like if I need to check anything I can check. Yeah, so I don't know what they are, but they look like crystals, in my opinion. Basically, there's emerald, sapphire, violet, amber, ruby, and pearls. So sometimes when I go into a battle, it changes according to what that color is. So like, sometimes I may have maxed out like Raphael, for example, in one account, and like I prefer personally, I hope my mic did disconnect. Let me check. I disconnected my mic while I was walking over my cables. It was so stressful. But anyways, so like I personally prefer to fight with Zane because he heals. I always like to have a healer in my team. From all the RPGs I've done, I've always had a healer, and I'm always magic or not somebody who is close range. I was worried that it was going to be stuck per character. Like you can't have a different weapon than the guy. But at least, thank God, you can. It seems like, I don't know about the outfits, but anyways, yeah, I'm getting distracted. I'm supposed to just say the top 5 things, and then I guess maybe I can have a discussion of all these things at the end. But yeah, here are my top 5 things that I personally like about this game. It's at least the things I could narrow down to what made me really intrigued about this game. Because like the first thing for me personally is the interactions with the guys. Like, I feel like out of all the Otome games I've played, this is probably the most in-depth one that I have. Because, for example, with Tears of Themes, I feel like personally the only interaction I kind of do get with them is the phone, and they don't message that much, of course, unless you pay for the phone interaction to get it daily. And then also like there's the whole, there are individual cards, but even with that, like I don't know if you guys know that, but I personally got like kind of over Tears of Themas. The love I had when I did the first review has started slowly dwelling away. I don't know if it's because I started getting burnt out with the whole fact that the PT system was just the worst that I've ever seen. Personally, all the gacha games I'm playing, Tears of Themas is legit the worst that I'm playing. And I guess Mr. Love is actually worse than Tears of Themas, but like that's why I technically dropped Mr. Love so quick. But anyways, I'll get to that point when I do get back to that point. I'm just getting distracted. I wish I wrote this down so that I can have like a nice thing. I just never the person to be able to do scripts and follow them. I'm just just not that person. Yeah, I like the interaction. So like basically the messaging, the interacting with him while you're on the homepage, the games are so much fun. Like I didn't think that I would like, and I'm talking about the mini games you play with him, like the claw machine and the card game. Though I personally hate the card game because I'm not a competitive person. I hate playing type of games like this, and I hate when I lose. So it's like personally, in my game, for some reason, Xavier is like so good at playing. Maybe I'm just bad at the game or something, but like he's so hard to defeat, and it's like annoying. And he's so sneaky about it sometimes. And then I love that they have like their little things that they like do for you. Like for example, I guess this will probably have spoilers, so obviously heads up. I don't know if there's something I've already spoiled for you, but I'm just saying to now throughout this whole video, I'm obviously going to be talking about in depth about stuff in the game. I like that. Like, example, Raphael basically tries to cheat in the card game. It's so funny. Like, I kind of play that game, like, while I'm not really looking at the phone. Because, again, I'm just, like, basically playing the game all the time. But, like, yeah, so I'm there playing it. And I saw that he was there trying to, like, take away one of my cards, like, my kitten positions. And I was like, dude, what the hell are you doing? If I didn't get him, I probably would have lost points. But you see, that's such a cute, like, quirky thing they have. They have, like, these quirky things that they have with people. Like, for example, how Zane basically cheats. Even Xavier tries to cheat with the claymore machine, but like at least Zane, most of the time it always works because he just uses his evolve to get them. You see, those are like little things that I just find entertaining, and the fact that you can even switch his cards with him. Like there was one time I was about to lose the match and I was like, you know what, this thing keeps on popping up, let me switch my cards with him. And he accepted. Like he had like decent cards when I got them, and I was like, why was he not playing this the whole time? So I played that card and I ended up winning him. And then it's so funny how they like react to that. Like they send you a message. Of course it's like a scripted message, but still it's just funny to me how they like send a message and they're like, oh, like you won me, or like blah blah blah. And then when they win you, how they post it on their like social. So it's like just funny. And then the fact that well you take pictures, like also even the taking pictures thing, like it's, I would have preferred it to be more flashed out in my opinion. Like maybe it would have been better if they did a few more I don't know, it just feels like it could, like it's, I hope it will improve in the future. I have hope for it. I like how you can take a photo and then if you put it on your profile, because technically your profile, your actual profile in the game is their actual profile too. So I like how they have linked that. So like when you put a photo there, they can legit comment or repost the photo that you put up. And I'm just like, of course again it's probably scripted, but I still just like that it's acknowledges the photos that you put up and who is on the photo. Like that's a really cool system. I already mentioned this in my video, but I like how the messaging system is. It's not too overwhelming. Like sometimes, of course, because I'm playing multiple accounts, I forget some accounts and to like go either share them a post that was I want to share, like you can share with them, or like reply to their comments. But in the sense of like, I like that it has a notification thing and you can literally go click it. Like Mr. Love has this same thing of like them always texting you as the story is going or as you level up something. So I'm assuming they got that system from there. But I personally didn't like that system because it started getting so overwhelming. I think because I just stopped using it at a point, and like well I kept on going back. I have so many phone calls, I have so many messages, I have so many posts, things that I can read for them, but I just don't have the excitement, unfortunately. So like it's too overwhelming for me. I don't even know where I left off. Like I don't even like know where to start. So it's too much. But I like how this game, again, as I said, like it's very easy. Like the UI is very nice as well. So it's easy for you to like go back and look at basically where you left off, and also like what they had replied to you, or what someone may have replied to you if it's your post, or someone a post that you had acted on. Because I remember there was one time I got a notification for someone liking someone else's post, I think. And I was like, wait, what? You can get that? I thought you just get your stuff, or if it's directed to you. But again, as I say, all these things are scripted. But again, at the same time, I just love it. Like almost all these games are scripted. There's no, again, as I said, if there's ever an autonomy game that came out with a good AI system, I'm sure there are games out there. There are a lot of like games that are probably trying it out. But I haven't come across them, or they're just not as interested. It's interesting to me with the whole art style, or God knows whatever, but like it will be interesting because the other day I was watching a game with my brother, I forgot the name right now, but like how it's basically an AI type of game, and their responses are so hilarious. Like if they ever had that system in the Ultima game, I will probably love or hate it, because like, you know, sometimes AI is kind of creepy, but it's still fun. Yeah, so I hope I said everything. I know there was something else I wanted to mention about the whole interacting thing that I've forgotten about and I just don't remember. But anyways, I'll just move on to the next point. So that was point 1. So now we'll go to what I've been wanting. So this is it's basically going to the rank of how I feel is of import, like the main reason I would suggest this game to someone. So the next point is the pool system. I love that it's 70. Like, I just hope it always stays on 70, but again, I'm worried because again, this is a game coming from Mr. Love. I don't even know the point system there, and I don't even want to know the point system there because, like, well, they have those kind of events where it's like you have to use different currency. Like, again, I've already mentioned this, but you have to like do actual like tasks to get the currency to pull. It's kind of like Tears of Themas, but at least with Tears of Themas, or even technically Mr. Love, you can still convert it by using the gems or whatever. But like the thing is, there are sometimes you need 2 currencies to pull something, and I always feel unlucky. Like I've already said this, I'm a very unlucky person. So like I never expect to get the cards I want. I almost like will always have to hit guaranteed to reach there. But the fact that I just posted this video like the other day, and I'm surprised a lot of people have already watched it. I never get a lot of views. I literally only get 2 views in my video, like every time. It may be even months and my video will still say 2. Sometimes it's only 1, which meaning it's probably me, so no one has watched it. So like the fact that it's gotten that many views in less than 24 hours was surprising to me. Like 50 might seem like nothing to y'all, but like that was a lot. But anyways, regardless, I'm getting distracted. The PT, like I like that it has soft PT or 50-50 as some people call it, because like it gives you more reason to want to pull. And I wonder if them doing this is risky, because like I only spend in Tears of Themas in the sense of like basically visual stuff. Like I never spend for pools. Basically what I spend helps to get pools anyways, or like S chips is their currency. But like I just don't want to start spending money on wanting to pool, because like I just know I will never get the card with how bad Tears of Themas PT system is and how unlucky I am. It's just not gonna work, and it's just going to be an unhealthy path for me, and I'll end up like I'm kind of low-key not liking the game right now, but at least I'm still willing to play because I know what's coming. Because I play the Taiwanese account. I think that's also its benefit. I feel like if I didn't know what was coming with Tears of Themas, I would have never stuck with it. Just the same with Mr. Lab. Like I do see a few things from the Chinese server, but I don't know how much difference there is from the global server and the Chinese. I've even had rumors that there are some things that don't eventually come to global, so like I just treat it as a different game. Like I don't even bother to like see. I was trying to see if I can like enter the Chinese server, which I think I did. Did I enter the Chinese server or the Taiwanese one? I don't remember. I entered one of them. And even with that, I still just hated starting an account from the beginning. It was already so boring. Like, I don't know. Like, I just didn't get the enjoyment I guess I did for the time I started picking up Mr. Lab again. So anyways, because again, it's also just, I feel like some people always want a lot of activities or events in games, and for me personally, because like that's the whole argument apparently going in Genshin right now, but like I personally don't like when, because I play a lot of games, that's one, and I don't like games and accounts. That's probably also what makes it but I get burnout. But like it's I don't like they don't give us a break in between events. Like fine, give events if you want, but like give a few days off. I'm just asking for a few days off. This thing for having events back to back or multiple events at the same time is so overwhelming. So I really do hope that they don't have exhausting events like that, because who knows? We don't know how this game is going to move forward. They have not even done an event yet. I was supposed to wait for an event to happen for me to do this, I guess, review. I'm just too excited for this game. It might be newness bias, but it's just, I'm just enjoying a lot of it so far. But anyways, the pool thing was not supposed to be much to talk about. It was just about to be like, yeah, I like the pool system. It's way better. Genshin used to be the one I refer to, but I guess if this game continues in this path, it might be the one I refer to, because 1, it's low, and then 2, because I think Genshin, I forget how low Genshin's is. Like, I forget that number, personally speaking. I always have to ask my brother every now and then. I hear people don't like Star Rail. I'm personally lucky with Star Rail. Like, I get like 5 stars here and there, like almost every other time. But like, for my brother, for example, he doesn't like it because he's so unlucky. So he's like, he wishes it was different. And I don't even want to get started with Honkai. I don't even bother with Honkai because, like, if I did, it would be just as bad as I hate with Tears of Themas, or even worse. But like, again, this is one of the best things I've seen so far when it comes to gacha games, because I'm going to put it in the realm of gacha games, at least for this genre. So we can go into the next point, which is 3. And for me, this might be controversial for some, but I personally feel like it's a huge thing for me, being dyslexic and all. Like, I've always been made fun of, like, by the way I read. Starting from my mother all the way to high school, all the way to school, and like even as an adult, like even on my channel, people always say things like, why are you reading, you read terribly, or blah blah blah, and they're always commenting on my voice or stuff like that. So like, I've just always had a negative relationship with reading. So, well, I'm put in a position to read so much stuff, like I just eventually get tired. Like, I used to love anime. I still love it, obviously, but like, just the way I personally prefer Japanese dub because it just fits the characters, or it just fits the flow, the localization is the best, all that stuff. But like, I just personally prefer, if it was English, I'm talking about games at least now, for English dub. Like for Japanese, for anime, of course I prefer Japanese dub, I've already said that. But there's some animes, at least of late, that have been like getting better, picking the voice actors that kind of suit the character more. But again, I've not watched too many English dubs. Just the little that I like start looking at while I'm looking at reviews, or like the short summarizations for animes. But yeah, like, the fact that I keep on saying this, the fact that it's English dub is a huge thing for me. Like, and also the fact that the MC is dubbed as well. Again, of course, she's not talking all the time. You still have to read her parts most of the time, or you still have to read the narratives a lot. But for the most part, I think this is the first game, at least in English, that has the main lead, the side NPCs, because Mr. Love has English, but it's only the main leads. Like in the beginning, or some certain scenes, they do have almost everyone talking, of course, minus the MC. And then, of course, with Love Brush coming out, I'm absolutely loved that they have it fully, completely Japanese dubbed, of course, again, minus the main lead. The main character, MC. So like, it's also started to get too overwhelming for me to read everything, because they started giving, and this is Love Brush Chronicles, they started giving event after event after event after event, and there was like no break. And like, again, I'm playing so many games and I have 2 accounts there. Again, I don't remember why I have 2 accounts. I think I made a mistake. Again, it's always a mistake. But like, I opened with another account and realized I opened with the wrong one. So I just ended up playing it regardless. But like, yeah, so like now that game, the story is interesting, it's really interesting, but like the fact that, and I didn't even do a review for this one because I did beta for this one, and I thought I was going to do, I don't know, I was just feeling it out, because at that time I was not feeling like recording anything, and I liked the game in beta, but then when it finally released, I slowly started to get tired of like having to read so much. Again, the dub helps. It's even, again, like for me, dubbing helps, like even if it's Japanese dub, because again, I just get excited by how the characters talk and react, especially the fact that Laz is the fact that Laz is dubbed by someone I like. Like I like his voice actor. The fact that he's also mirrored in a lot of other autoimages that I play, example Tears of Themas. So like it just helps. But anyways, over with this dub thing, I do find it weird that they have the voice thing for the MC, but it distorts a lot if you try to stretch it in any other side. I personally already have a deep voice, so I would have loved if I was able to hit that note that with my MC, but it's so distorted on one of my accounts, because again, I was testing all ranges, and I kind of hate that I have to use crystals to change my voice because I would like to slightly reduce that one so that it's not distorted. But at the end of the day, whatever, I can't do anything much about that. It's like, for example, Tears of Themas, because I said this in Ƒөու𝗒öω Lab, so I guess I should say it in my video. With Tears of Themas, I really did like just Tears of Themas in general. There's a lot of things, again, for me, it's always ticking the boxes. It's what it ticks the boxes, and if those boxes are big boxes, they're filling. But like, example, like I really did love Tears of Themas, and I was really in love with the Japanese dub. That's what I started off with. It's honestly one of the reasons I even liked Marius, because his Japanese dub was really nice. Him and Artem were the people I was drawn to by voice, because again, I'm a very huge person when it comes to voice. When I found out that they are not going to, basically they already had that information before I started the game, but I found out slightly later that they don't have Japanese dub for events. So I was just like, oh my god, what the hell, I don't like to play the game without hearing him speaking. So I ended up like just having to move to Korean, and of course clearly they don't voice everything, but like for most part. So I personally low-key didn't like, or I was not used to Marius's dub. I kind of was still like, oh yeah, he's my bias, or he's my favorite guy, or whatever. Him and kind of Artem was second place, with slightly Vin like trying to sneak his way up. But like once I did his I forget what they're called, like his side story in the I forget, it's one of his stories that was like, it's always there, but again, you can, I don't know, I confuse which one it is. I'm not sure if you read it only once. It's the one that you read once, so it's the one you can still do. Anyways, regardless, one of his stories, I got really attached to his voice because I started getting butterflies just hearing him speak. And the way he did, like the way the VA delivered a lot of his lines, it just struck something for me. And like Vin started creeping up to second level, so it was Artem and him on the second, and then like all of a sudden it was like Vin was my guy. I just started liking Vin. I was just always excited to hear Vin. I was always excited to hear what he says. I started to like his character more because, again, also I was worried that he was going to be that nurturing. I don't know why. There's just something about me. I just don't like people who over nurture me, smother me, or like nag me. I don't even know how to explain, because like that's basically what Zayn is. And like, it's just not how I like to be treated. Like, yeah, I like to be cared about and all that, because I feel like that's Artem. Like, Artem has a really sweet side, and I absolutely love how Artem is as a character. But like, there's some people I don't like to be smothered. Like, just treat me wherever. And like, I feel like Vin didn't have that, so like that's what I was worried about. But like, again, he's not that like that. So like, yeah, and I know a lot of people like Chinese dub. For me personally, I've never really liked Chinese dub. I don't find it attractive. I would watch like, I guess, comedy Chinese stuff and all that stuff, but like when it came to like romance, like rom-coms, I rarely do. Let's just say that I rarely do. Like, it's, of course, I've watched some here and there, and then like, it's funny I'm saying this because like I personally love Late Nights. This is like a only Chinese server based otome game, but like I love Late Nights Chinese dubs. Like the dub of literally almost every single character in that game. Even some of the NPCs have a very good dub voice. It suits them. I hear that voice, I think of them. Like it's them. Like there's nothing else for me that I can see other than that voice for them. Oh, they have Japanese dub. Japanese dub is also good as well. I've listened to it a couple of times, but again, it's not always there for events. So I just decided, like again, I started Japanese and then just eventually decided to switch to Chinese because like when it came to events, I prefer to hear them speak. With that, again, I may say I don't find it attractive, but Evan just decided that, girl, I'm gonna prove you wrong. So like, yeah, his dub hits me in ways that I don't want to say on this channel. So so like, yeah, even though I do say that doesn't mean that everything is Bible or stuck in stone. Regardless, it's just how I personally feel about Chinese dub. And again, as I said, some people find that as their favorite. I'm just used to Japanese and Korean content, so it's what I tend to lean to more. Again, to be perfect, they do English, but I always find English a very tricky step to do, because again, I'm very picky with my voice people, just dub in general. So like, example like Mr. Love, I don't really like most of the dubs there, to be honest. I only only personally like Victor, Hero, and I think that's it. I don't even like Lucian. Lucian's voice irritates the hell out of me. I'm so sorry. You already know how I feel about Lucian. So just the fact that I hear something similar and I'm just like, I think that's why also I'm having a hard time with Zayn, because his voice is like slightly similar to Lucian, but not really. So like it irks me. And I'm so sorry if Lucian is your bias. It's just hard for me. I'm so sorry if you don't even know these games, but all these games I'm like referring and mentioning. But yeah, anyways, I didn't think this was going to be a long video. But you know what? Honestly, if you're here, thanks for being here. I just love talking about games, and this has incited me to want to get back to YouTube, because I was really having a hard time like recording and uploading. But like this game just makes me want to always say something and want to upload it and share it with people. But anyways, regardless, ending the English dub situation, now we're gonna talk about the combat. This one should technically be lower in the list, because like, I don't know, these two last points are kind of neck and neck, but we'll just say combat one first. So like, though I've said that the combat is clunky, I still like the fact that it has RPG in it. It makes me feel like it makes sense. Like the whole game makes sense. Like when I look personally at Tales of Themas, the whole system, yeah, I know it's a game, but it doesn't make sense in the sense of how my brain works. Like, we have cards to fight these things, which is like, okay, fine, yeah. Why are we like debating random people in the street? I don't know. It's in some way so sense, like the combat system there just doesn't make sense to me. It's of course still a combat system, because of course you have to have certain cards, you have to have certain types, you have to have certain powers, you have to have certain accessories or technical skills and all that. So like, yeah, it's an interesting part in itself. I don't hate it though. It's just interesting to me that they decided to take that route. But like, yeah, the fact that I'm someone who likes a lot of RPG games, but I never have the time to sit down and fully invest in playing one is like a thing. Cause like I hope the game being opened is not spoiling my audio or the emulator. But yeah, I just never have the time. Like I personally only play Genshin, and I guess if you can consider Star Rail 1. But like, yeah, I just recently leveled up my AR from 35 to 45. Was it 35? Basically, I leveled up, and like, I've been stuck there because I've just been worried about my characters being so weak, and I just didn't want to like fall behind on events if I level up and my characters are not there yet. So like now I'm really enjoying playing Genshin, because like I'm really eager to do the story. Like Cloud Retainer is coming, and like I'm worried, probably by the time I release this she's already out, but I'm worried that I'll want to know her story and I'll be behind in story. And like I just did Scaramouche's story, so a huge spoiler alert here, but I just loved how they wrote that. And also I loved the whole thing with Kazuha before that, but like that whole story situation made me just love Scaramouche more, or I'd never even call him that, Wanderer. The fact that this is a huge spoiler, so huge spoiler, please keep your eyes closed if you play Genshin, or if you want to play Genshin and want to like basically experience this for yourself. But the fact that we can name him is like just wow. Like the fact you name him and he changes literally in the game, and like like I don't know, I was just having a good time in Genshin, and it just made me like enjoy what I love about Genshin. Like, you know, I haven't been playing story in a while, and I think that's why I was just feeling burnt out or like not having fun with Genshin. Like, yeah, I love the swimming in Genshin now that Fontaine is here, but it's not enough to like keep me playing every day. But anyways, regardless, okay, I'm done talking about Genshin spoilers. You can come back. I'm going to put something on the screen so that hopefully people are not going to get spoiled. But yeah, I do like RPG games. Like I even like the Final Fantasy 15, I think it is. I like both that game because like literally it's the type of game I like. Like I like what's it called? I forgot the name of this genre. Like basically smash hitting kind of thing. But unfortunately with this game, there are a few things I don't like. I'm meant to like kind of word myself better for the video. Hopefully by the time that video comes out it's betterly worded. But again, I'll just recap here that like it's so clunky in the sense that you can't lock characters, that's one. Just looking around is annoying. The character has like a back step thing that I don't like, because a lot of Genshin characters kind of have that, but I just walk around it. Like you kind of get used to it, or you just like I'll just go to another character kind of situation. But it's like annoying how they do it. Like doing the tutorials low-key kind of helps me understand the mechanic, but at least now that I've done at least the first basics, I've done a couple of the weapons. I haven't done the last tutorial page, but again, there are a few things I like for them to change. But yeah, because like I like the idea of changing from otome to like RPG. It's literally the two type of game I play, so it's just nice to have that mixture, I guess. I kind of don't like when they put characters for you while it's during the story, but again, I guess I get. Sometimes I just feel like I would like to use my characters instead because they're probably stronger. So now for the last point that we're going to mention here. Again, this is just going to be a long video. I ramble a lot. I love talking, and it's weird that I say that, but I'm such an introvert. So now this last point is like something, again, that's going to be controversial, but I still feel like it's for me, being a black gamer is a person of color. It's just I tend not to do this because I'm personally a weird, people consider me weird, I guess, but I'm not the typical kind of black person, like person of color. I never go hunting for like, who is my representation there, or do you have this included? Is there a black person in this media? All that stuff. Like, are you saying this? Are you doing this? Like, I rarely focus on that because like it's funny, like I lived in Canada for some time, and like I didn't think about my skin color. Like I never really did. But when I see another black person, I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't really seen a black person in a while. Which was so funny. Like the hood I lived in, or like the neighborhood. And then like the fact that when I showed like my I think, I don't know if I've mentioned this in my channel yet, but like when I showed my family my co-worker's photo, I was literally the only one in the photo that was a person of color or like black, because of course there are Asians there. So like, and then I was like, oh yeah, I never really thought about that. I'm just somebody who doesn't think of my race all the time. I like it to be like that. Like I tend to think of myself as just myself. Of course, unless sometimes some situations make me think about my race, I just don't think about it all the time. So like, anyways, I'll just read this out so that I can be able to say everything I need to say. I say the fact that let me start saying, okay, so yeah, I'm not somebody who basically hunts that. So like when I'm playing, okay, let me just read this because I've actually written this down and I wrote a whole huge chunk. I wrote the fact that you can customize your character. Yes, I would love more options for dark skins or caramel skin tones, because personally the choices they have there is very limited. We only have 3 choices, and the fact that the darker skin tone is just one type, the darkest rather, it's not the best. Like in some cutscenes where it's dark, I can barely see my character. It's low-key annoying. This is the same issue I have with like the Dreamlight Valley. I have been complaining about it like I feel like forever. But again, Dreamlight Valley never listens to its players. They never listen to, I'm sure they'll never listen to me because I'm such a small channel. I don't even get any interactions on Instagram, but I just hate how the lighting there really messes up how my character looks like. Like I only look nice in warm lighting. Like in the everyday lighting of the night or like white lighting or blue lighting, my character never looks good and it irritates me. So I literally always, like I play at night, so I have to always change my time to the day. Thank God they even have that system, because I would hate how my game looks like all the time, but it's just annoying. Like, you know, like I just wish it was time for games to get colored skin tones right. Like the fact that even like example Sims 4 took forever to finally get the swatcher, the slider system they have now. Like it was, I used to always have to use custom content to get the skin tone I want or to get the undertone I want. Because like, again, there's just the same way white people or lighter skin people have like different undertones. It's the same way we all do. Like, you know, this is again a topic that I really don't like to get into, because again, I don't really, like I care at the same time I don't care for these things. Like I'm not picky about it. Like so every time I look at a game or pick a game or like interested in a game, my skin tone or the person who's going to, like, I never think of representation, is what I'm trying to say. Like I never think, okay, I'm going to this game to look for the representation, if you know what I mean. Like if it's there, it's a huge bonus. Like the fact that you can customize your character to you or the way you look is always a plus. It's the whole thing, like how people are so upset about the binary thing. Like it just always comes down to like, if it, like I personally think that way, like if it's there, like it's a huge bonus. But I'm like, at least try to do it like right. I hope you do it right. Because again, it can be very sketchy and very weird. But like, anyways, so yeah, I just don't go looking for it, because all my life I've been used to playing characters that don't represent me, and like I guess I'm fine with that. Like I don't really think about it that much. I'm just playing the game to enjoy the game, because half of the time most characters are males and I'm not a male. I'm freaking a female, so like I already get used to that. So anyways, I feel like I didn't think I'll get heated or like passionate about this. Yeah, and again, as I said, I do like that this is one of the automates I can actually like put my skin color in the cutscenes. Like, that's nice. I wish again my character would change in the four stars or the R cards, no SR cards. But yeah, unfortunately those are kind of still photos, so like they're set to the skin tone that the game has chosen. But again, I still like that the 5 stars and the higher cards are, you can change those. I don't know where to go on from here. I feel like I was going to talk about the cards slightly, because now that I mentioned the cards, I was like, at first I did say that I don't like that the SR cards are the way they are, but after playing the game for longer time, it makes sense why the system is the way it is and why some SR cards are even in top-ups and battle passes, because like I personally feel again that those cards should be higher or a new rank, like example like how Tears of Themas has MR or how Mr. Love has ER. Like I feel like they need an entirely different rank than giving us SRs, because I believe some of them you can get them anyways. I forgot that fact, because like the one for the top up, I think you can get them somewhere else, which again I don't mind. I said I hate limited stuff. I hate stuff which are locked behind paywalls. Like I just tend not to like that, or like locked into one-time purchase stuff. So at the end of the day, maybe it's not too bad, but I don't know. I have rambled on so much. It's literally 40 minutes. I might just continue going. I just didn't think I'll have so much to say about my point. I also don't like that the game takes a lot of space, but it makes sense. Like it just makes sense why it does. And I do love, this is just now bonus things I guess, I do love as I'm opening the game that I can, hello Xavier, look at him, so cute. Like, oh yeah, so I was going to say, I'm worried, this is one thing I wanted to mention. So I'm really worried on the spending. Like the shop thing feels like it's going to be so money hungry. I just hope that I won't feel the need to want to buy stuff. Like, yeah, I bought it. So, and again, I ended up paying in USD because it's like 200 cheaper for me. Again, just think of my currency similar to yen. It's very similar to Japanese currency. But like, yeah, these items for me, it's like, I don't know if I personally like them, and I don't even know how much they'll update them and stuff. But anyways, that's just another topic in itself. Is the paid stuff in this game worth it? We'll see. Because I'm just feeling like I hope at least they want to get their money through aesthetics. Because if it's aesthetics, I'm fine with that. Again, I prefer to always spend on aesthetics. The same thing in Tears of Themas.